Preventive maintenance is the key to lower operating cost. A diesel engine requires strict adherence to the maintenance schedule and procedures to keep it running efficiently. Lubricating system. Shut down the engine and remove battery connections. Wait for 10 minutes. Check oil level by dipstick gauge. Do not check oil level when engine is running. Fit the dipstick at its place. Top up oil if found below low level. Replace oil and oil filter as per schedule. Drain oil when the engine is warm. Remove drain plug and allow the oil to drain completely. Collect the oil in a flat tray. If metal particles are observed on drain plug, check the engine thoroughly. Reinstall the drain plug. Remove the oil filter with the help of filter removing tool. Fill the new filter with the same grade of lubricating oil. Then install it. Remove the breather. Refill with recommended grade of oil, that is 15W40CH4 Valvoline Power Gen XL. Check that oil is up to H mark of dipstick. Refit the breather. Breather pipe must be routed outside of the canopy. Check the breather pipe for blow-by. If it is alarming, piston and rings may be checked and replaced if required. Fuel system. Cleaning fuel feed pump filter. Remove the feed pump bowl by rotating the knob. Clean the bowl and filter in diesel. Refit the filter and spring. Ensure O-ring sits properly. Fuel filter replacement. Loosen the bleeding screw of the primary filter. Loosen the center bolt. Remove the bowl with the filter element inside. Remove O-ring from the filter cap. Clean the filter bowl with diesel. Refit new O-ring in the filter cap. Take new filter element and keep it inside the bowl. Use cloth element for primary filter. Assemble the filter in reverse order of dismantling. Repeat the process for secondary filter. Use paper element in secondary filter. Do not over tighten the center bolt, bleeding screws. It may lead to leakage. Always use genuine spares. Bleeding of fuel system on fuel filter. Loosen the bleeding screw of the primary filter. Operate hand primer on fuel feed pump until free diesel flow is observed. Air is removed. Retighten the bleeding screw. Repeat the same on secondary fuel filter. Bleeding of fuel system on FIP. Loosen the fuel inlet connection on FIP. Operate the hand primer on the feed pump until all air is passed through the bleeding screw. Tighten the connection. Now, loosen the air bleed screw on FIP. Operate the hand primer on the feed pump until air is removed. Free diesel flow is observed and there is no air bubble noticed. Retighten the connection. Do not permit dirt to get into fuel tank. Use clean fuel. Do not use pesticide or chemical cans for storing fuel. It may contain traces of chemicals which may harm FIP and engine. Do not let the fuel tank become empty as air can enter the fuel system. If air enters the fuel system, it will require bleeding the system before starting the engine. Repeated airlock may lead to problem in feed pump due to dry suction. Do not use hand to check leaks in fuel system. Use cardboard or paper to find leaks. Stop the engine before connecting or disconnecting high pressure lines. Tighten all connections before starting the engine. Air system. Air cleaner, dry type. Open the steel clamps given on cleaner body. Remove dust bowl. Take out paper element. Take care that dust is not spilled inside air intake. Take out safety cartridge. Clean the paper element by blowing compressed air from inside to outside. Ensure no damage to the paper element. Check paper element for any crack or hole by putting an electric bulb inside the element and check from outside. If found damage, change it by new one. If safety cartridge is very dirty, then replace it by new one. Do not clean and reuse the safety cartridge. Remove the rubber dust unloader. Clean it and refit it. Assemble the safety cartridge, followed by the paper element on air cleaner body. Assemble the bowl on body and ensure dust unloader is towards down. Put the clamps back. Press reset button on service indicator. Air cleaner oil bath type. Loosen the clamp. Remove oil bowl and lower wire mesh. Remove rubber ring. Remove the upper wire mesh and paper element. Remove dirty oil from the oil bowl. Clean the bowl and also the lower wire mesh element with diesel. If upper wire mesh is found dirty and clogged, clean it. Gently tap the element by hand to remove excess dust. Clean the paper element by blowing compressed air from inside to outside. Ensure no damage to the paper element. Refill oil bowl with fresh oil, the same grade of oil used for engine. The oil is to be filled only up to the mark which is indicated on the oil bowl. Fit the lower wire mesh element in the oil bowl. Refit the rubber ring. If required, replace it. Sealing ring between upper and lower wire mesh to be fitted without fail. Replace the rubber ring if deformed or damaged. Exhaust system. Do not run engine disconnecting the silencer. Check the alignment of exhaust bellow. Cooling system. The cooling system runs under pressure. While the system is hot, it is dangerous to remove the radiator cap. Check the coolant level in recovery bottle. Coolant level should be up to the max mark on the recovery bottle. Top up if necessary. To prepare the coolant, add 1 liter clean water with 1.5 liter of Mahindra Powerol Plus pre-mixed coolant. Check and adjust fan belt tension. Press the belt with thumb at the middle between two pulleys. The belt should move ½ inch approximately without much effort. For MDI engines, loosen the set screw. Rotate the flange towards the fan belt to tighten or away from the fan belt to slacken. When the tension is correct, lock the flange by tightening the set screw. Blow compressed air through the radiator fins to remove dust. Inspect the hose for cracks and damages. Check all clips are tightened. Electrical system. Battery maintenance. Keep the battery clean and dry. Ensure vent holes are open. Clean the terminals with cotton cloth if it is corroded. Apply acid-proof grease or petroleum jelly on terminals. Tighten clamping bolts firmly. Check electrolyte level in the battery. It should be up to the max mark. Add distilled water if required. Check specific gravity of electrolyte with hydrometer 5 minutes after adding distilled water. Charge the battery if required. Do not place tools on battery. It may cause short circuit. Starter motor. Check tightness of electrical connections. Charging alternator. Check belt tension. Tighten if required. Too tight belt will cause severe side thrust on the bearings and will shorten the life. Check all the foundation nut and bolts. Check the output voltage of charging alternator. LLOP. When the engine is in off condition, check continuity between NC and C terminal with multimeter. It should show continuity. Check between NO and C terminal. It should show no continuity. When the engine is running, check continuity between NO and C terminal. It should show continuity. Check between NC and C terminal. It should show no continuity. When the engine is running, create a closed loop with the help of wire at the terminal of LLOP. Engine will trip if wiring connection is okay. HWT. When the engine is running, create a closed loop with wire. By connecting one terminal to ground, engine will trip if connection is okay. Stop solenoid. Hold the stop button for 15 seconds. The solenoid should not fail to hold. Check the tightness of the link wires. Never energize the solenoid frequently while checking. Check tightness of the mounting bolts. RWL. Remove the RWL from radiator. Clean dirt if found. Check the float for free movement. Check continuity when the float is at the bottom. Device is okay if continuity is found. Check continuity when the float is at the top. Okay if no continuity is found. Fuel gauge. Check the fuel gauge. It should move freely. Clean the genset after finishing maintenance work. Keep the surrounding area neat and clean.